Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. I'd like to welcome each of you to another, what we refer to as a FranTastic InSights video segment, whereby we introduce to you some very prominent personalities, all of whom are having a very positive impact on the ever-growing world of franchising. My name is David Craghead. I'm the Chief Franchise Expansion Officer for FranServe and also for the Franchise Dictionary magazine. And today I'll be your host for this week's FranTastic InSights segment. FranServe, for those of you who are not familiar with us, is recognized as the world's largest franchise consulting and expansion organization. Our mission is quite simple, and that is we change people's lives in a very positive way through franchise ownership. And we do that through a network of incredible franchise brands in 39 different industry categories. Our growth initiatives are supported by a growing portfolio of franchise consultants. Many of you refer to them as brokers, but all of whom are dedicated to helping their clients explore franchise opportunities which are deemed to be a perfect match for their individual search criteria. And today I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Ed Kelley. Ed is the CEO of the Capital Restaurant Group Incorporated, which is the parent company of today's featured brand, which is Paisano's. It's an authentic, fast casual Italian restaurant franchise brand. They were founded 25 years ago in 1998. They are headquartered in Chantilly, Virginia, and Paisano's provides their franchisees a business model with a relentless focus on guest satisfaction, with all major menu items being made from scratch daily. Paisano's is a gourmet pizza delivery restaurant that truly offers something for everyone on their menu. So Ed, thank you for being with us today. As I pass the microphone to you this afternoon here on the East Coast, please share your business model description and your latest perspective on the Paisano's franchise brand.
Thank you, David. I'd be happy to. The Paisano's restaurant model is quite unique in two ways. One, it's been a model that's performed admirably and superiorly for 25 years. And as you know, David, the last 25 years have been full of some pretty amazing moments on the economy and our health. But in essence, it's a 1,500 square foot at its largest operator of a fast casual, high end, as you explained. But it's a diversified menu, and we like to say it's something for everyone delivered because we are a 95% off-premise business model. And that business model allows us to generate between $1 million and $1.4 million out of anywhere from 1,100 square feet to 1,500 square feet. And so what we end up with is an ROI that's driven in no small part by a smaller footprint, which lowers the all-in investment, and lower fixed cost of occupancy. So we're able to generate 3 to 4 times our investment into sales, and then generate an ROI of over 30% by these restaurants.
Okay, and other than the obvious that you and I have already touched on, what are what you describe as the unique features or the branded distinctions of Paisano's?
Well, as you know, the pizza space is a pretty large space. We work hard to not be identified as a pizza restaurant. We like the fast casual Italian space. We love the gourmet aspect of it. So the 95% off premise is something that is very unique. And of course, when you look at Pizza Hut and Domino's and Papa John's, I mean, they've been doing a lot of that for a long time. But what's different here is that all of our food gets executed in a state-of-the-art full kitchen. We don't run everything through a Pizza Hut. So when you get pasta, you're getting pasta on an open flame, sauteed, and it is delicious. So we are looking to make sure that food is our central focus, and our new branding that's going to be coming out actually makes the kitchen the hero. We only use the finest ingredients. Our sauces come from field to can in the same day. They're tomato sauces, pasta sauces. We have our own proprietary blended cheese. It's all mouth-watering, delicious food in a very small footprint, and 95% of it is off-premise.
Okay,
Very
thanks.
unique.
Does Paisano's have a mission statement per se?
We do. As you know, in our prior conversations, David, we are transforming a 25-year-old legacy into one that's driven almost exclusively through franchising. So we surround our mission statement by acknowledging the importance of our franchise operators. And so what we want to do is elevate and empower our franchise partners to provide an extraordinary, convenient dining experience off-premise wherever the customer wishes to receive it.
Very good, thank you. Congratulations on surviving COVID-19. A lot of food service brands can't claim that victory. Tell me a little bit about how COVID-19 affected your brand, either positively or negatively, and how you responded to those effects.
David, my wife would tell you it happens all the time, but I was only here 3 weeks when that kicked in, and had not even gotten my hands around the brand or the business, and certainly didn't know a lot of the people. But at the end of the day, we did like everybody else. It was a nosedive in sales in March of 2020. We elected not to sit still, and we attacked it through every possible way of marketing to the consumers. We ended up putting out a pretty amazing television ad that didn't sell anything. All it did was to provide comfort and security to the Washington market that we served for 25 years, explaining that we've safely and securely delivered your food to you, and we will continue to do so for the next 25 years if we're so honored. Our sales didn't go up and they didn't go down. Now, I will tell you, in an effort to be transparent, the IT systems that were here were very outdated. So there really wasn't an opportunity to get a spike in growth until we replaced those systems. So 20 and 21 were about flat. We had no big spike up, no big spike down. We did, however, in April of this year, we launched our first ever mobile app. Imagine that, a 25-year-old restaurant brand that never have a mobile app. And our very first rewards program replaced all the systems, and we can talk about those in a minute. And since that moment, our sales have taken off. It's performing very strongly. Even in the face of inflation and labor shortages, we are performing extremely well.
Congratulations. I'm glad you can say that.
Well, but I only can say it because the founder had a vision that no one had 25 years ago. I mean, no one knew a pandemic was coming.
Right.
And so being able to bring the food to the safety and security of people's homes became a big deal.
Okay.
And by the way, David, 85% of our deliveries are done by our own employee drivers. So we're controlling the chain of custody from the moment that pizza gets executed, or any dish for that matter, all the way to the person's home or office.
Okay, very good. Can you speak a little bit to the design metrics of your territories? How are they created?
So they're not symmetrical, they're not circular. They're like a poly. If you could imagine Europe, I always tell people, imagine Europe, every country shaped differently, different borders. We do it very carefully. We use a state-of-the-art system to geofence the territory, so no orders are taken outside the delivery territory. And we take into consideration physical barriers, whether it's a bridge or a river, traffic patterns. And in some instances, we want to make sure that we're getting a nice mixture of commercial and residential. We average about 90,000 population per restaurant, which comes into about 36,000 households per location. We want a 60% dinner. And so all those are factored into creating the Paisano's territory. And I will also tell you that our new systems have what's called a heat map. We know every customer that's coming to our restaurant, to that restaurant, geographically where they're coming from. So it allows us to do pinpoint marketing in the areas within that territory that they're not coming from, or to reward the existing customers with some nice offers for being so loyal.
Okay. Now we have brokers all across the country, over 600 of them. None of them are geographically restricted. All of them have full access to all territories within the country. Are there any particular hot territories that you would describe as very desirable to grow in that you'd like our brokers to focus on to grow the Paisano's brand?
Pennsylvania down through North Carolina. And I will tell you that the state of Virginia and the state of Maryland, people who are participating in buying a franchise in those territories are going to walk into a highly visible brand that's been performing and accepted for 25 years.
Okay. And can you speak a little bit as an extension to that question about the expansion plans for Paisano's over the next several years?
We're pushing the go button here, David. I've never been one to just sit around and hope it gets bigger. We're going to be aggressively marketing. We're getting ready to send out a new notice to our FranServe consultants about some new commission structures that I think will be very exciting. That we may do a few local small acquisitions to get some immediate beachfront on each of these markets. But we're going to drive this thing through franchising and the power of entrepreneurism. I believed in it my whole life, and I enjoy the relationships with our operators. So our job is to give them the systems and the tools and 25 years of experience with a lot of white space. And you don't get that combination very often.
Correct. You don't. Tell me, if you would, please, how you would describe the perfect franchisee for Paisano's.
I'm pretty old and gray here, David. So if there's some people out there I haven't met yet, I'm looking forward to it because I love people. But we're not going to label indiscriminately. We want people who love our brand and believe in our vision and our mission, but it really comes down to 4 categories. If you are an existing franchise operator and you want to diversify your portfolio, we're ideal for that. If you are an owner operator that wants to get in there and run their own business and make a heck of a living, we embrace that as well, especially in the markets where we already have existing locations that have fill-in opportunities. Restaurant professionals backed by capital, very good opportunity for them. And then at the end of the day, if you're a multi-unit, multi-brand operator, you're going to do very well with our brand.
Okay. I have one final question for you, Ed. I want to tell you, you've done great so far. So thank you for that.
Say that to everybody, Dave.
No, I don't. Really, I don't. I mean, some of these interviews have not even been published, but so far we're doing good here with you today. My last question is, from signing of the franchise agreement to the actual ribbon cutting, what is the normal ramp-up time for a new Paisano's franchisee?
They all come in different shapes and sizes, but we're lucky, we're fortunate. We don't have to buy land and develop property. We're looking for existing space. If it's existing restaurant or existing retail, almost doesn't matter. So we're looking at a 6 to 9 month process, in the 9 month being the more difficult program. And as you know, when you're filling in a market and you've got to get it exactly right, it's a little bit longer to find that site. But when you're dealing with a lot of wide open space, you still want to do it correctly, but it does go faster. So 6 to 9 months is what we caution our prospects to anticipate. And we're going to be with them every step of the way, while they're doing that.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, Ed, I want to thank you for the pleasure of your time today. This entire interview will be posted on the FranServe support site. All of our brokers across the country will have access to it. It'll be archived in the FranServe library, and it'll be uploaded to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And with that, I want to thank you very sincerely, Ed. Great discussion. And with that, we will adjourn today's FranTastic InSights recording and call this session a wrap. Thank you very much, Ed. Take care now.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it very much.
You bet. Bye-bye now.